Hey guys, I am a serious boy here. I would like to share with you something about how was I feel suffered from many years ago, starting from small to the big, and to the this year same thing as well. Okay, I was just started born in 2005. I didn't get anything got happened, but nothing happened. For 2007, sometimes right, I was upset when I was a kid. I just did some hit to my parents sometimes often, even though I'm still baby that I didn't know of it. I was just a bit too angry something till my mother was stop me till when she shower or take a bath. That's what happens in Hong Kong at first. In 2008, there's nothing worry about what's going on that happened earlier on, but I was just feeling that I was not ready to take the medicine when I was unwell in Hong Kong. Although right, I was feel like got trapped inside because my parents don't let me off until I finish all the medicine happens ago until when I get better. Sometimes my health or their baby health also the thing got like that one, yes. And also think that this thing in 2009 sometimes I was a bit like angered here, sometimes here and there I was a bit like show temper at all. In 2010, right, when we migrate after migrating to Singapore, I was started first kindergarten, but I was not interested. Till now I got show temper of how I suffered upsetness or meltdown anytime when I wasn't ready for my school yet at all. Throughout the time until I get better, I'm ready for school. That's why. Well, even though I was still accepted, you know that. And then the time I was like arguing with my dad when I was not ready for my class. Till now he just scolded me till I suffered that time. To all the family matters. Even though the Rainbow Center, I also got the same thing got suffered during my school time. When even my teacher or like he or she just scolded me for not learning from my lesson at all, and to the time in this how am I feel I got pain on my hands that I was not following their class. That's what happens in many years ago. In 2011 also got the same thing that I was not ready for my class, wasn't able to focus very well to the time and all that. I was a bit like upset at the time. In 2012 also the same thing as well. Throughout because in Hong Kong where I was short tempered, I think I will go home that time. Where that happens that time that wasn't able to like show the love, or I wasn't able, or I wasn't like the Hong Kong but now that grown up I love Hong Kong when I born in that time. So that's why it happens in 2012. Also the same thing that when the stories that happens that a second time go Hong Kong again that time, but I was like down a bit, but I'm accepting Hong Kong, you know that. True, when I come back Singapore that time I was angry at that time, right? Also the thing that wasn't I was a bit like argue with my family when I come home from Hong Kong, and through the time and all these things that were happened in this time I was slap my mother's face. Through that time she scolded me. That's what happened when we arrived home. And in that time was what pain it is. In 2013, right, my first day of Puff Light. Throughout, right, I wasn't have my friends yet, but I got some of my old friends in here already. I have make. In that time, right, sometimes my homework and all that, and all this thing that was a bit like hard and tough. That time I did something wrong that my dad asked me to redo again that time. True, now that time I got being scolded for not doing my work carefully at all, and all that ended up being scolded from my dad and all. And this is why I was like suffered pain the first year in Puff Light, and this is why I here to tell you this. In 2014, right, there was a bit to tell you that when I was a primary 2 I got some warning yet. Even though 2013 I also the same thing when I wasn't able to ready yet 2014, right, I got suffered a lot of pain the time when I was not focusing in the class, my homework and all that. Everything you should know that what happened, that families are like that one. And also the thing, sometimes parents, you didn't treat your child that way. Also the thing is got a problem with the situation. Everything that you know, that this is why it's been suffered many years already. In 2015, right, I was a bit like upset that my homework was all wrong questions, that I have to redo again what my dad have tasked me to do, and not me to play from this game and all that, and why I got been suffered pain many years. Throughout the time, it was very, very hurtful that time. Through family, also the same thing, that I was a bit like arguing my mother and all that, bullying my sis. Also that happened, that this is many years ago. That one has been happened in Hong Kong, right? Also the same. I was in Disneyland, right? I was like upset when I was not able to like feel like not going inside the showroom, right? And everything that time, all my family got a bit of a issue what the solution, and I was a bit upset in Hong Kong. That's why us outside of Hong Kong Disneyland, that situation that happened, we can't handle the situation that happened that time, even though the exam the same thing as well. But also things that it might be not improving in that year, the time I was failed my exam, the time at the end of year and all that. In 2016, I also a bit of suffered the time of homework there, and then my exam of practice paper 1, I also got failed the time, and I was being asked to go for tuition and all that, where my family asked me to go when I say no, but he just have a powerful to ask me to go for it. This is why I was a bit like suffered more pain a lot. In also the same thing, yes, many years. Also the time on the Saturday, I got a CDAC tuition that time. That's what happened, that my family got into a situation. But this happened, nothing happened. But only that time, the mid-year and the end of year, also the same thing, I also got suffered more pain that time. Where it happens that I was having argument with my family as well, all the time and all that. In 2017, there's also the same thing, right? I was stay back for some reason that I wasn't able to share with you some more details on the school at the time. That's why I had to keep it private. And also one more thing to tell you, that I was also having the same thing with my argument when we come back from Hong Kong to Singapore at the mid-year of June, like that, around like that. Yeah, that's why was a bit like argument throughout the purpose of stepping my sister's foot. That's happened. So many years, 2015 suffered in Hong Kong and Singapore, and also the same thing 2016, also the same thing, even 2017. Also the thing, right? So before I went to also the exam thing, right? Also the same thing, also got an argument. March holiday 2015, also got an argument regarding about my parents' family reason and all that. But I won't share with you the details. That's why in 2017, I also a bit of suffered many years ago at time of the end of year exam. But also the same thing, I was not able to use headphone from during the time period. That's the main reason. And this is why I was saying that they should keep their own phones, you know, and not to take out. But why their parents have to keep everything there? Need to get confiscated at the time. In 2018, also the same thing, right? I was a primary 6 student of graduation. I was a bit only the upset is I only went to before that I missed out the period. At the end of year, right, before we go to Bangkok, my dad stopped me from using phone, you know, when we wake up, an alarm. And this is why I got suffered more pain. In 2018, right, the only way happened is that mid-year June, I was a bit upset in Shenzhen, China, where misbehave happens. At the end of year of 2017, also the same, got family reason and all that. In 2018, and I wasn't interested in math tuition lesson, that's why I got changed another one before my PSLE, and this is why I was upset. And one more thing to tell you, only the PSLE wasn't bad, but the graduation was a bit like preparation at the end of year was a bit the same thing, got into an argument with family fight. I can't tell you more detail. After I finished my graduation, right, celebration, right, at the next day, right, I also got into a family reason. This is why I can't tell you some reason about it. In 2019, I joined Sec 1. That's the only one waypoint that I was ready for Sec 1. That's kind of like sort of the situation within the time, right? Sometimes I got being scolded by dad about my homework. That time there's nothing happened at all. Throughout, I got my new friend, but still remain the same. I have Kendall, still the same. My new friend Fabian, Tan, yeah, and all that. I got a bit of sometimes a bit of an argument, right, or had it over that time. Within that time, I was a bit like unknown lines here that at the time that what happened earlier on. And then 2019, right, in KL, we had an argument where I want to make the decision of instead of going theme park, I want to take MRT in Malaysia. And throughout, my family got into an argument and have a fight with no reason. Throughout, it spoiled fun in KL that time, throughout, and all that. This is why it's been like a suffering pain and all. I tell you honestly that, right, sometimes my family are like this. And also, I wasn't able to go Hong Kong that time throughout the safety reason due to unexpected public events in Hong Kong. That's why I can't go. We will now take a break and we'll get back to you part 2.